God, you are not real, but Satan definitely is. Because look at these deadites kill us. Oh, my aunt's pregnant, and now I'm dead. I don't know whose perspective this is from. Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise 2023. Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise. Pink, red, lies. Hey! Welcome back to the...
Hi.
Whoa.
Hi.
That's how you know that it fucking started, because I said it.
We're here.
I'm Tim.
That's Tim.
That was Joey.
That's me.
And I'm
Damn.
Damn, forgot. Maybe next week we'll find out. Anyway, welcome to the show. Goblin
Hi.
Time's back.
Goblin Time is here.
We finally finished Evil Dead.
We did.
But do we want
Yeah.
to do the thing we do at the end of, or at the beginning?
at the end of the beginning.
You guys want to end the show?
Guys,
Before we start, you want to end it?
yeah,
I'll
we can
step
do that.
in here. Guys, have we watched any movies lately?
Yes. I like the thing we do at the beginning of each movie.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Did I just say something?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Emma and I watched all the Star Wars movies. Did we talk about that last time?
You may have mentioned it to me in
Oops.
passing.
Well, we watched all the Star Wars movies that aren't the new ones.
Were you not supposed to tell me?
I don't know. I just said oops because I got scared.
Hell yeah.
So
I
not
needed
the
a
new
response.
ones.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not the
the
new
new
ones.
ones.
Correct.
No. Yeah. But that was fine. They were fun. She thought they were okay. And I was like, that's fine. I watched them again. And that's what happened.
Hell yeah.
What'd you think about Attack of the Clones?
It is still my least favorite of them. I'm still on my kick that's my least favorite of the bunch. But it's not like it's the worst movie in the world.
It
You
does have those people with the really long necks.
It does have those people with the really long necks who do an important thing, and then you fuck off and never
they
talk
go
about
like,
them again.
"Ooh,
Yeah. They're like, hi, I'm sophisticated.
Hi.
Sit in this really nice chair.
my planet's
Yeah.
wet.
My planet's wet, and we're not going to explain that.
Mm-mm.
But they don't really explain why any of their planets look the way they do.
No, all of their planets have
I feel like it'd be
one
kinda-
climate.
They have one
I think
climate.
it'd be kind of funny if they did. Like, they took a lot of time to, like, setting up every setting that you go to. They're like, and here's the history of this in its place in the universe and why it looks the way it does.
Yeah.
They did that, we'd be watching Star Trek.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why that show exists.
It also
Right.
has Dexter Jetster, the best Star
The guy
Wars
from the
character.
Jetsons. Oh, no.
The guy who owns the diner.
Yeah, the guy with the diner guy.
Yeah.
He goes, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I got 4 arms and that's all you know about me. And then I laugh.
He's a business owner.
You know, she thought the was it the Death Sticks part was funny?
It is funny.
It is
Yeah,
funny.
it is funny. I was like, isn't that nice? Isn't
Yeah.
that nice? Anyway, back to Star Wars being not as funny.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
favorite one that we watched though was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That one's really good on a rewatch. That one's nice.
Have you seen those videos where it's the three of them on Mustafar, and every time it cuts to Obi-Wan, it plays "Sexy Back" by Justin Timberlake?
yes, it's just like a quick like,
Yeah.
and it's really good. It's really funny. That's my impression of "Sexy Back."
That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it.
Yeah. You're good at music.
You can tell by the intro, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's 6 movies.
7 if you count the 7th one.
The ones that you said you didn't watch.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm just saying if you want to count it.
That's fair.
7 if you only want to count the first one of the new ones.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Well, hey, there we go. What about you, Tim?
I watched The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is a terrible movie,
Okay.
and it was bad to watch. And I watched Captain Captain America: Brave New World, which is a terrible movie and was bad to watch.
Are those about
and
the same things?
Yeah.
similar things.
Did you hear?
One's about kids dying, and then the other one's about space kids dying.
Did you guys see that?
I don't know which one's which. Wait, which one's in space?
I was wrong.
That's how you
I was
explain
wrong
it.
when I said that.
Did you guys see that news story? There was like an explosion in a movie theater, and no one got hurt
Jesus.
because no one was going to see that Captain America
Oh,
movie.
well, that's great.
Yeah.
Maybe I should give that movie a little
I
more
want it-
respect because it saved people.
I want it known on the record that Tim just said that was great.
It's great that no one died.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll cut
It's
it and
fine.
make it sound.
Yeah, we'll
terrible.
make it sound palatable.
Yeah.
Terrible or palatable.
Fox News is
two
gonna
different
get a-
directions.
Fox News is going to get a hold of this one.
Fox News is
Hold.
going to get all up in you.
Good. So I watched those two movies. I watched Thunderbolts,
Okay.
which was good, and I really enjoyed that. And I watched Ultraman Rise.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Rise of the Ultraman?
Rise of the
I don't remember which one
Ultraman
it is.
Evil Dead
Evil Dead
Rise.
Yeah. And that one was a lot of fun. Really good. So,
Joey,
what have you watched,
Joey?
Joey?
Did you watch anything recently, Joey?
I've been on a movie
Manhunt.
kick. I did watch Manhunter.
He's going to talk about Hitch.
So, since Evil Dead 2013,
Mm-hmm.
I have watched Beetlejuice 2.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I've already done a
You
few
did
of
that.
these.
You talked that.
Okay,
You
and then
talked that
I
one.
ended with Knives Out. So after that, I watched The Smiling Friends Go to Brazil, The Batman, Manhunter, The Outlaws, Secret Window, Blow Up, Batman 66, The One, one of the Doctor Who specials, Hitch, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Ghost Rider 2, and Evil Dead Rise 2023.
Yeah, man. Even when I wasn't doing anything, I never watched that many movies at a time.
5 of those were yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just that good.
He's on the grind,
Yeah.
guys. We need
I'm
to get-
grinding on it.
He's grind. He's
My
Tony
DVD player,
Hawk.
I am on top of it.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Sexually.
That ew. Is that what that looks like?
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about this movie?
I guess.
You guys want to do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Who wants to?
Who wants to talk?
Like who wants to start?
What do you want to do?
Hey, don't touch the mic, Joey.
Don't
I'm not
touch
touching the mic. I'm not touching the mic.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to be.
He's
I'm gonna
talk
kick
about
your
it.
ass if you touch the mic.
Tim, he's definitely gonna talk about it.
He's probably gonna talk about Hitch.
You just gotta let him do that.
You just gotta let him do that. Out of the mic. Out of the mic. Out of the
Hitch
mic. Out of the mic. Into the mic.
is a 2005 rom-com
We're not.
directed by Andy Tennant. Evil,
Evil
Dead,
Dead
Rise
Rise
2023.
2023.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, Mom, what will I be? Here's what she said to me.
Open up now.
Is what happened to all it happened to us.
I'm getting this out of here.
Eeny, meeny, miny. You.
Evil Dead Rise, rated R, April 21st.
It's a horror film directed by Lee Cronin.
That's a great name.
And it's
That's
the
a-
last one of the that has happened.
Yeah, the
Yes.
most recent.
Which honestly, when I found out about Evil Dead through you in like middle school or
Makes
high
sense,
school or
yeah.
something, and I just assumed there were so many more movies that had come out. But
That is usually what happens with horror movies. I
Yeah.
feel like horror movie series that people like, there's a billion.
there's like 10 at least.
At least.
And this one only has 5, and the 5th one was very recent.
Yeah.
And
And it was 10 years after the fourth
the
one.
other one, yeah.
And
So-
that one was 20 years after?
And the third one barely was a part of it.
Yeah.
In a way. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a part of it, but anyway, it was just very.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The plan is now that they want to make more, like
Good.
every couple years. There's one that's supposed to be coming out next year
Really?
called Evil Dead Burn.
Oh, I like that.
Oh.
Still up there would be what I would call it because it rose that
Evil Dead.
Still
and
up, still up there.
Kept going.
Evil Dead kept going. That's really good.
That's what it did.
Do you know if it's a continuation of this story?
I have no idea.
Because that would really affect my opinion of it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Because it's a new director. And that's all I really know about it, because not much has been released. But yeah, do we want to like break down
What happens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
We'll just break down on the show. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Everything's hard. So, okay.
Yeah,
that's over.
Every step of everything.
Now that that's over, Tim,
Evil
don't
Dead
continue
Rise.
it. If I'm done,
Rise.
you got to stop.
Rise.
Sorry, I didn't mean to have a little parent argument.
Get up.
Evil Dead, get up.
that was funny.
So I'm sorry. Are we
I loved it.
breaking down the movie right now? Is
I'm
that what
talking
we're...
about it right now.
Yeah, he's talking about the story and that he loved it.
Yes. Anyway.
So this one does not take place in a cabin. It also does not take place in the 1300s.
Nope.
This one takes
Correct.
place in an apartment, a high
a
rise,
high-rise apartment in
Evil
LA,
Dead high rise in the City of Angels,
California.
Los Angeles. And it
Linda.
follows a family, specifically a mom and a daughter and a daughter and a son and an aunt and a baby.
An unborn baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Oh.
one of the stupid little kids.
What if I just found out that happened in that movie?
You didn't know
He
about
just said
the-
unborn baby, and I was
You're
like,
like,
what?
wait,
I
somebody
didn't-
was pregnant?
Someone was pregnant. Who was pregnant? That wasn't a huge plot point at all.
Oh, you guys are staring at me.
Sorry.
It's just it seemed like you were going to continue, so
I might. I'm considering
you know,
it.
back to you in the
back
studio.
back. Yes, so they're all stuck in this apartment because there's an earthquake and all the power goes out, and one of the little shit kids finds a Book of the Dead and reads it because little kids are dumb, and then bad stuff happens and people die,
Yes, they do.
but it's
Yeah.
all in an apartment.
Which I thought was so cool. I liked that a lot.
I really liked that too. It was cool to have a different setting
Yeah.
for that.
It is, yeah. It's, I think it's interesting, but also I thought some of it was a bit unrealistic, only
For
because
sure.
it's such a small area and there's so many different things going on that the characters just don't know about until it's
like-
right in front of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
That is
I've
very
lived in
fair.
an apartment before. You're going to hear everything.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
like
fair.
when there's shit going down, like with the kid who's going up at the door, and they're like, what? They're just, what are they? Their backs are just turned to her at that point.
Yeah.
It's not. I think they make
They're
it
in a
seem-
different room, but yeah.
I think
They're around the corner.
I think what
Yeah.
helped a little bit is that apartment seemed a lot bigger
yeah.
than they made it seem big, and I didn't really catch on to that because I was too focused on like the fact that they really, it's, even if they could have heard it, there's nothing that they can do. They're just trying
Yeah,
to
there's
figure out.
too late for them.
Like, I do think it's funny, specifically at one point, the aunt puts on headphones. And
Yeah,
she's
that's
just
right.
like, I'm going
Does
to
it-
ignore everything else that's happening
That
right
was
now.
funny.
It's like everyone dies while she's just listening to some music.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, she could have played it on the speakers. I guess she just didn't want the kids to hear it. But I'm like, obviously, that is not the biggest deal right now.
They explained it. Oh, I think they explained it a little bit is that she shooed them out of the room to when she was trying to listen to the end of it because she didn't know what would happen from it. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a very good chance it could just summon another evil thing and it could kill her. So
Right,
it's like,
and I'm on
get
board
away.
with that. But like,
That's the best you can
whether
do.
you
in
hear it
that.
out loud or whether it's in the headphones, what's the difference there?
I think it's just
Yeah, because
because like if she played it on the speakers quietly, then she'd be able to also hear what's going on everywhere else.
I think the reason they
you know?
did that is so they could do the cool thing with where she's walking behind her.
Yeah.
Like,
No, there's plenty of everything that they did was for a reason,
for that,
but
yeah.
it's like that doesn't make it realistic.
No.
Like just because there's a reason to have done it in the movie.
I just
Okay,
thought it was
but-
funny
It is funny.
because she just kind of like she fucks off,
Yeah.
and then people die.
And she's like, "Oops."
Yeah,
She's not even like, oops. She's just like, well, moving on.
yeah. Like, I still got one of these kids.
Too much trauma she's already at her bandwidth for the amount of trauma she can handle at the time, so she can't even
She's
process
at capacity right now.
Yeah.
I think this movie did. I don't think the 2013 movie was trying to do what this one was doing. They went for a different approach,
Yeah.
but they were trying to take Evil Dead, but take it in a different direction. I think this movie did that way better.
Oh yeah,
And
I
infinitely better.
I like this movie a lot more.
It was really fun. We were watching it, and there's so many things that would just happen where we were just like, cool, and it kept like a lot of the same camp, but it wasn't too campy. You know, it wasn't like it didn't go full Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, right? But it had some little things in there, so you knew we were just having a great old time.
I honestly didn't feel much camp with it. I mean, a little
There's one
bit for
part.
sure.
There's one part.
Which part are you talking about?
Record. Where she puts her
Oh.
fingernail on the record and opens her mouth and it starts playing through. her
Yeah,
mouth.
that was
was like, and when they're all
But to
going
see
dead
the thing,
by dawn, dead
like
by
with
dawn.
that, well, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Dead by
which
Dawn.
was really fun. I like that part a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like a little nod there.
yeah. I'm
Like I was
gonna
saying,
look up.
It's not. He said something that makes me look at the ceiling. Okay.
I'll look up there.
Oh. It felt more like it was taking the same approach as the first movie, where the first movie was actually just trying to be like a grindhouse kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it threw in a little silly stuff every now and then, or it just kind of was
yeah.
in its nature. And I think that's kind of what this one was too.
Yeah,
I don't know if this will make sense to you, but in my mind, this is the first Evil Dead in a while that feels like a new horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, because Evil Dead 2013, that just feels like Evil Dead again. But this is like, I don't know what to expect with this.
yeah, that's definitely true. The whole time I wasn't quite sure how it was gonna play out, and that was nice because after them, you kind of do know what's happening all the time.
Yeah, because there are, spoiler alerts, multiple children in this movie, and most of them die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when I saw that in theaters, I was like, I wasn't expecting it because I hadn't seen all the Evil Deads, and I that the only like one person survives the whole thing,
yeah.
With the deadites and all that. But I thought it was really cool that all the children died.
Well, and I also like both expected but didn't expect their mom to be like the initial deadite. Like it's like that makes sense as to who would be, and I vaguely remembered from trailers too, but like I'm like when they're setting her up, it's like, oh, that's gonna be so dark.
Yeah.
Because something that I think they do really well in this movie is make you like the characters.
Yeah.
Like when it
Most of them,
starts,
yeah.
you're like, okay, cool. I like this family. This is a sweet little family.
And I love
I
love that it wasn't. They didn't really do a whole lot, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do a whole like Evil Dead 2013 was trying to do a whole lot by doing like here he was whatever not there and his mom was sick and all that stuff. We don't know anything about their background at all.
yeah.
We don't know a single thing. We just know how they're interacting with each other, and that's enough sometimes. And just little plot points.
Yeah, I think it spoke volumes just seeing how they're interacting on a given night. Like they're just, oh, this one's chasing that one around the room, and this is happening, and this one has a little bit of a thing with her mom, but it's awkward, but it's like a sweet little family thing,
Yeah.
and you learn so much about them as people from that.
Yeah.
Where in Evil Dead 2013, they're just trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Like they're like, here, let's use dialogue to explain what's happening. So
You got something you want to read?
No, I don't. What were we talking about? Evil Dead.
Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rise.
2023.
I had something I was about to say, and then I got distracted.
Then you got
So another thing that I thought was interesting is that they added just a little bit of lore to the whole thing. They didn't do a whole, like, we're going to explain the whole Evil Dead universe, but they added just a little tidbit with the mentioning of the books.
Yes.
And how many there were.
There are 3.
There are 3,
Yeah.
apparently.
Just like Army of Darkness.
And I love that we don't know which one that book was. We just know that there's 3 out there.
I mean, we do.
We
'cause
do?
One of them in Army of Darkness had teeth.
Okay.
And that book had teeth.
Oh, so that was the one from that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did we learn that in Army of Darkness?
well, in Army of Darkness there are 3 books and he has to pick the correct one.
Oh, okay. I see.
And so you
forgot
can
about
kind of assume that, but it's not.
But
they're
they
not
didn't-
explicitly stating
that
that.
there's just those 3.
'Cause,
now we
yeah.
know that there's just
Yeah.
those 3.
It's implied in Army of Darkness though that 2 of them are fake. That's not like stated, so it's easy to retcon that.
You just
because
like
it's
assume
not.
it's like, oh, one of these is the true book.
Yeah.
The other 2, you
Oh.
mess with it and, goofy stuff's going to happen to you.
But if you watch that and recontextualize it with this movie, what they're actually saying is that there are 3 books. Those 3 books are real, but one of them is the book that caused what's happening,
Yeah.
and that's the book you
But
gotta
is
get.
that the same book that was in the first one? The first Evil Dead and the second Evil Dead and stuff?
Yeah, one of them would be. I don't know if it's the same one, I guess.
the one that he ends up using in Army of Darkness, that's the same one from the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
The other one with the teeth is the one that's in this one.
Okay, so it
And
is a different book.
It is a
yeah.
different book.
It's
That's what
definitely
I
a
was
different book.
asking. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
fucking cool.
And
There,
then we can assume that the one in Evil Dead 2013 might be the 3rd book.
Okay.
might be the 3rd book, or might just be also that first book that we saw.
Maybe.
So
It seemed like they were, honestly, I wouldn't be so fine if they were like, you know what, that movie didn't happen. Because
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
that's
is go,
fair.
Shh. Not that one. That one didn't add anything.
No. That one actually subtracted.
Yes, it did. You know what I loved is that they did the thing where they tied up the lady, and guess what they didn't do? Anything horrible.
I was so scared.
No,
I was so scared.
Yeah.
But you already
Yeah.
knew. But I was like, please don't do anything. And then they didn't.
Yeah. And you
And
know
then it
what?
was
I
good.
think that's
It was-
probably the coolest. Like, they do that moment in most of the movies. I think that's the coolest one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's very striking visually. That she's just like kind of strung up in the elevator.
Yeah.
I just thought of something too. Also,
Okay.
my favorite part of this movie, I think, is the intro. It's one of my favorite title introductions I've
It's
ever
very
seen
cool.
Yeah.
to a movie.
I was going to talk about that because it's awesome.
Yeah,
They
it was so.
They do such a cool they do the thing where the camera's like zooming around close to the ground and that looks cool. It looks very cool. They're following like a little river into a lake.
Yeah.
And then they do a like fake out where it's actually you were seeing a drone footage thing and that's the perspective of the drone. But then like after a whole intro sequence, they have like a deadite that's floating in the air.
The Evil Dead Rise.
And they have the text just fill the screen coming up behind like the trees and stuff that are on the other side of the lake.
And it looks so natural.
It looks perfect in the scene and it's reflected in the water and it's awesome.
I wonder if like that was just something they figured out they were gonna do in post, or if they did
I don't
something
know.
with the trees, and to like make it so it like because it rose up so perfectly, not like it's not like the trees were like straight or anything. They were going different directions.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
tree-shaped.
None of them collided. It
Yeah.
looked like. And
yeah,
the
it
music-
looked really good.
Oh, it was just one of my like as soon as it started, I was like, oh, we're watching a good movie. That's what we're doing right now. I know this is going to be good from that intro.
Yeah.
It is cool. Also, I kind of forgot about that entirely because that whole opening bit takes place a day after the actual like story of the movie.
Right.
So I kind of completely forgot about it until the very end where they're like, oh yeah, we have to kind of explain why we showed the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Which I enjoyed that too, because it was just like a little teaser thing that happens, but it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie, really.
Yeah.
Just cool.
But now the Evil Dead is out there again.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys struggled with like the realism of it, or was it just
I didn't.
those parts? Or I guess Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't struggle with it. More, it was just something I was constantly thinking about.
Okay.
Mm.
Because like I live in an apartment. I've lived in an apartment forever, and I'm like, come on, you can hear that.
At least the hearing part.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I enjoyed the it did feel like the explanation to why they couldn't get out of there like made sense. You know, the elevator's broken. You have to go through a one door to get to the
fire escape.
The fire escape, and they
it's
explain
locked.
that too.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it did give me a sense of like they are trapped there, which is really cool because that was kind of the whole deal with the cabin in the woods, right? But it's instead of a cabin in the woods, it's just like the hallway. You can't go out into the hall because there's a fucking deadite out there.
Yeah.
You know what it is? This I took note of it last night. This is the most like Resident Evil that these games ever get.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you're just trapped in one place. You got to keep trying to find all the different exits.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, there's a giant weird amalgamation monster at the end that you have to fight. The main character, Beth, even looks like fucking Jill Valentine. It's weird.
I didn't even think about that. This is like a Resident Evil became a movie.
Yeah, it's
Evil Dead.
weird.
Which is a really good mix of two things.
It's so cool.
Those make it good.
Make it
They make it good together.
good.
Yeah, they do.
I would play an Evil Dead Rise video game.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah.
So I'd like to talk briefly about the special effects in this movie.
Yeah. Is
I'll
it gonna be
allow
that monster guy?
Yeah. Well, so special effects in this one were also cool, very cool. The one thing that I do think that Evil Dead 2013 has going for it is that they did some really, really cool, insane practical gore.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, at least from what I was reading and watching, they also did everything practically. So that's very cool. But it was not as much, of course.
Yeah.
And it really couldn't be. I don't think it would have been...
Not enough space.
It wasn't room.
Not enough space to
We
do
couldn't
anything.
do it. But
You ever been in an apartment?
but it
You
was
move around
crazy.
in there.
Like, I don't know how
You can
they
hear
did...
everything.
Assuming that they did this practically like everything was saying, I don't know how they did the glass thing where it's going down her throat, but that was
That was a good one.
That
rough.
was so fucking...
Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
one, Emma doesn't always turn away from movies, like horror movies. Like there's some gross stuff she can watch, but this one she was like, I can't do. And she was
Really?
like turning around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
visceral.
It's tough. The cheese grater part too.
Oh,
Where-
the
honestly,
cheese grater was rough.
That was like a trailer moment where it's
Really?
like, oh, we're gonna use a cheese grater. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse.
See,
I was a bit underwhelmed.
Was it in the trailer?
Knowing that it's happening is the worst part about it. The visual of it is really not so bad. The cheese grater.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
like-
just thinking about it.
yeah, imagining that happening to your leg, it's like, oh, that's awful. But what you actually see, it's so dark and like you don't really see much of the like flesh that has been grated off. You just see the like red where it was.
Yeah.
It's not so bad, but
I think that's kind of what would happen if you were to take a cheese
Oh, yeah.
grater and just go one time.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's all it was. It wasn't like they were just cheese grating
Yeah.
your leg, because that would have been fucked
See,
up.
that's what I kind of expected.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she's gonna like go to town on that leg.
yeah, because that has happened in some stuff. I mean, not that specifically, but
Tell me when.
Don't stop.
So
That would really make that movie weird.
I loved
Just like, don't stop.
I loved the book.
Mm-hmm.
This Book of the Dead was very cool.
Yes, it was.
And they of course did that. Like there's like a mechanism, and it showed. I saw some stuff of them working on like how to have the teeth open, and then the book moves and stuff. And it's just kind of cool that they did that.
Yeah.
But of course, I think so. One crazy thing. This movie they used 1,700 gallons of fake blood.
Oh, really?
I mean, they fill an elevator with it,
Yeah.
and so it's crazy.
That was. Oh.
And
How did he do that?
This has to be the bloodiest of them.
the blood alone, $230,000.
Whoa.
At least that's what I was reading. So that's crazy.
Well, it's real blood.
Real.
It's real human blood.
And I'm sure it was a nightmare on set with how much that would just stain everything. I mean, this was like very thick, viscous, fake blood.
What if people found out that what they were donating their blood to was to movies
Evil
like
Dead.
this? Yeah.
Dude, I
I would be on board.
I would too.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Hey, son, you see that? That's my blood in that. That's my blood in that movie.
Hell yeah. Also, absolutely fantastic makeup. On particularly, I mean, the main deadite, the mom, but also her older daughter. The makeup that they were doing, like when her skin was doing that black, like weird veiny stuff happening, it looked great.
Yeah, it looked like straight out of Evil Dead 2.
Yeah,
like where they do that with his hand.
Yeah,
what
really cool.
I remember I said something during the movie that I was like about the main deadites makeup. I was like, it looks so creepy without, and there's like no prosthetics or anything going on. It's literally just like makeup on the face and then like contact lenses.
Yeah, and those contact lenses were great. They were like a kind of a gold shade. So it's like, it's not altering the eye color a crazy amount. It's just enough to be really unsettling.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but at one point, she hits the pose when she's coming out of the bathroom, and she like flips her head to look at him. I don't know if it was on purpose, but it looked very much like the Evil Dead 2 poster with the skull.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I did not catch that.
Yeah,
no, I didn't either.
I don't know if that was on purpose, but I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
That is
that's
cool.
A creepy poster.
Yeah.
It's a really good poster.
Yeah, no, her face is scary.
Yeah.
The bathroom scene was something really cool. I mean, they had people doubling to do the climbing on the walls and stuff. That looked great. And then something that was one of the scenes that I feel like used it really well. But I was also looking up, they used some lenses in this that were for a smaller frame camera than what this one actually is. So you get a little vignetting on the outer edges of the frame at times, and like it gives it kind of this weird distorted look on the edges. And the shots that they use that in, it's really cool and eerie, and I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah. But coolest thing was the amalgamation monster thing, where it's the two kids and the mom have become one evil dead,
like a Resident Evil villain. You were saying,
yeah,
it was like I was thinking of like Biohazard when you said that, like when the old man turns into like this fucking monster thing that you fight, and it's cool, you with the chainsaw too.
Yeah
That's how you beat him.
Yeah.
So I watched behind the scenes of them like testing out how to do that, and they basically have a couple people that are on wires, and then one person that's just on the ground, and they're like using the wires to hold them on top of each other.
So it's like a marionette kind of.
Yeah, and it looked really. The thing that was craziest to me is like they're just stunt people that are in regular clothes during this because they're just testing to see if this works. But it still was creepy and scary looking, and I'm like, geez, that was well done. So lots of cool stuff in this movie.
It was. I can't tell you how many times I was watching it and going, oh yeah. Oh cool. It was like it feels like exactly what I would have wanted for like a modern day Evil Dead.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
Because Evil Dead 2 has that kind of thing to it, but it is old, and you kind of have to put yourself back a little bit. It still holds up completely, but it's just nice to see something in a modern lens sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
I think it does it very, very well.
Mm-hmm. I have fun facts.
Bring
we
it
haven't
to
had
us.
one all episode. Jesus. That's a ghost.
All right, so first thing, because neither of you have seen Ash versus Evil Dead, or at least the part that I'm talking about.
I saw season 1.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about season 3.
Oh,
The earthquake at the beginning of this film, a lot of people have theorized that is a result of what's happening at the end of season 3, where it's kind of
Really?
some like end of the world shit over there.
oh no.
That's cool.
So what you're saying is we got to watch the show now.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Uh-oh. Not for this show.
Also, fun fact, did you guys notice that Bruce Campbell is in this movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Loved it.
It's, yeah.
I
it's
didn't
so
till
great.
after, because Emma was like, I thought Bruce Campbell was in this. Because she thought there was like some cameo at the end where he just shows up and he was like the
just,
like
like,
the same
groovy.
thing as
like the
yeah.
cement driver or something like that. I don't know. The cement driver? Cement truck driver. But no, she was like, oh, he is. He's the guy.
Yeah, he's on the record. He says destroy it. It's called the Book of the Dead for a reason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As
So-
soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh, there he is!" That was I loved that. I love a cameo like that.
And I don't know. It's fun to think about. Is that just like that being like a fun cameo? Like, oh, we got Bruce Campbell for that, or is that more like time displacement shenanigan stuff? Because that record is from like 1923.
Oh yeah,
So like, is that Ash?
I'd like to
Or
think so.
Is it just Bruce Campbell?
I think they
That
did.
that was my headcanon for
I think
it.
they did it exactly how they did it, so we would be talking about it like this.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that for sure.
Because
But
they do, at least the director said that he called it, he said he was time displaced when he was like discussing it, but I don't know if that's like a real thing or not.
I think this movie has the most, or not this, well, the franchise in general has the most potential for more universe building stuff.
yeah.
Like more so than, well, I haven't seen that many horror movies yet, but I mean, that's kind of the fun part about horror movies is the universe building behind them and all the lore that happens. And
Absolutely.
I hope they do build upon it well.
Yeah.
And don't take yourself too seriously at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I want, because too many things do that,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
tired of it, but I do really want to see it with this, because it just has so much good potential.
Yeah.
I have to say, with those records, whoever put those together is a dick.
Yep.
Because he's like, I'm gonna make the third one the one where I'm like, hey, don't listen to this. It's bad. It's
And
a problem.
I'm gonna make the first one seem okay.
Yeah, the first one.
I won't
nothing
say the
happens,
thing, so you have
really.
to go through an effort to make bad shit happen.
Yeah.
So,
What a dick.
yep.
Also, Bruce Campbell did some Foley work for this movie.
Really?
So someone walked
That's
around,
awesome.
and that was actually Bruce Campbell just smacking his lips.
he did. They said specifically he got in a booth and did a whole bunch of like crunching noises.
Really?
Yeah, so that you might be hearing him somewhere.
That's
That'd be
awesome.
That'd be a fun game to play, is find all the crunching noises in
Yeah.
the movie and find out which one was Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
I guess not. It could be like Seen It.
Seen it. Man, Evil Dead Seen It.
That would be cool.
That would
That'd
be cool.
be fun. Trying to think if I have any other. Oh yeah, so this was originally going to release on HBO Max, and then they had some really positive test screenings, and they were like, actually, this could maybe make some money,
Yeah, no shit.
which it did. The budget is somewhere between 15 to 19 million, and it ended box office with 147 million.
Wow.
Oh, good for that.
Yeah.
See, I did see that too, and I was like, honestly, like I get it. It's definitely safer to just do direct to a streaming service, and I'm sure that after some of how people have ended up feeling about the previous one. I kind of get it, but like that one didn't flop,
No.
and this movie's great, and
See-
people love Evil Dead. I just don't know why you would be like, nah, we definitely shouldn't put that in theaters.
See, they keep doing that with the wrong movies, because like they did that with Prey, the new Predator movie,
Yeah,
where they released that straight to Hulu, and that movie was huge. Like,
Yeah.
they would have made so much money doing that in theaters.
yeah,
But then the stuff that they actually release in theaters sometimes sucks ass.
is pretty dumb sometimes. Yeah,
So they just, I can't get into that like suit mindset. I don't understand.
yeah, it's
it.
strange.
And I think
Black
those-
suits coming. Yeah, I don't know why they would. I don't know, but I'm glad they did. Regardless,
Oh, yeah,
I
me
think,
too.
I think it was.
I wish I had seen it in theaters.
Yeah.
What a cool movie.
it was really good to see in theaters. It was fun
Yeah.
when I saw it.
I got one more thing. Not really a fun fact, just something I kept noticing. This movie loves a split diopter shot.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
There's so many.
Yes,
It is ridiculous.
I thought it looked really cool though. Mm-hmm. I remember every time it would happen, I'd be like, well, I see what's happening there, but it's cool. It's a cool shot.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them in here.
I
It's
think
crazy.
the movie was shot extremely well. There was a lot of like frames, or I don't know what you call them, still images, whatever. You could pause it at a bunch of places, and you're like, that would just look good as a picture.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
they were really trying to make it look cool, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, such a simple thing, but the establishing shot of the apartment was nice. That was a cool shot. And then when they show it later, and they've done the Dutch angle to be like, well, everything's awful now. I'm like, that's cool. I like that it was the exact same shot, cool callback, and then just give it a little tilt to be like, hey,
See,
bad shit's
yeah,
happening.
That's the thing that I really respect about this movie more than Evil Dead 2013, because we just got to keep shitting on that one.
Yeah.
Well, when you come out with this as the response to it, it's like, yeah.
Because this one isn't like aping Sam Raimi's style. Like there's, like a fun little like callback where they do the drone shot in the beginning. Other
Yeah.
than that, it is not filmed like the other Evil Dead movies.
No, not
It's
at all.
just it's its own thing, and it works very well. And I have to respect that, because I think that's what you should be doing. Just get like a new young director, have them do their own thing, and not just be Sam Raimi again.
Yeah.
You can do the demon going through the woods that we saw at the beginning, where it's doing. You can do like the little Easter egg nods or whatever, but because that's what keeps it Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But you do your own thing. Exactly would be that's a babadit.
Probably that.
That's a babadit.
Probably that.
Yeah. But
Probably
now we're
that.
done with the Evil Deads. Isn't that crazy?
We're
It is
done
crazy.
I'm
with-
a little sad.
Yeah.
Now we got to actually start the show.
Show starts now.
Show starts now, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And
It
it's-
is weird because we planned up to this point.
Yeah.
We're going into uncharted territory.
And just to reminisce on the series, or do you have more facts you want to?
No, that's about all I got.
Okay. To reminisce on the series and how good it was really good.
Yeah. Let's just all
was
think
really
back
good.
for a
Let's
second.
think about it. Get Evil Dead 2013 out of there.
Evil Dead.
Even though it's not the worst thing in the world, and then you got yourself a really fun fucking set of movies there.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, another thing I noticed about this movie, it didn't waste your goddamn time.
No,
It definitely
didn't.
didn't.
It was because, like I said, I watched 5 movies yesterday. 4 of them were over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And then I started this one last night, and I'm like, oh, thank God, it's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great movie length.
Yeah.
I feel like you can get a lot done in 90 minutes, but it doesn't feel, oh God, so long.
And another thing about it is, like, sometimes you can have a 2-hour movie and it feels like a 90-minute movie, but it's a matter of what's going on. And you can have an hour and 30 minutes that feels like you're watching fucking 3 hours.
Yes, easily.
What I like about it is that everything that's happening is not a waste of time. It's not. It's like, they get all the story points they want to get in there, right, methodically, but not like they're not overdoing it like 2013 did, like we were saying.
Yeah.
And then it just like it doesn't immediately get into the scary shit, but it flows really well and it's paced really well.
Yeah.
And I love a movie that doesn't waste my goddamn time.
I love a movie that's in one location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are like 4 sets in this movie.
Yep.
I mean, because there's the apartment, the hallway, the
parking
elevator, and the parking garage.
And the cabin at the beginning.
And
Yeah, I mean, they do the cabin, and they have the initial
one
shots
venue.
in the bathroom at the venue.
But those don't count.
Those are just
so
to
quick.
like set up the movie, and then once we're going, it's all there.
That might have taken 2 hours to shoot,
Yeah.
the bathroom one, and then the cabin one was all day, and then the rest of the movie is just in one spot.
Because all she's doing is pissing.
Yep.
Pissing on a
Piss shot.
pissing on some plastic.
Yeah, that's another reason why I think this reminded me a lot of Resident Evil. It's very contained.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good. Wonderful. And I think it's a great way for it makes me want more. It made me want more. So that's good. I'm glad that they made another one so we could want more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And we're getting it.
Yes, we are. And I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
Where would you guys place that one?
I would put it I would probably tie that with oh man.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
They're all so different.
Evil
and
Dead
so
2 is my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then right below that, Evil Dead Rise, and then the first Evil Dead, and then the third Evil Dead, and then Evil Dead 2013 at the bottom.
I think we have the exact same ones.
See,
Yeah.
mine's like Evil Dead 2. And then right under it, it's probably like Army of Darkness and this one. And then like just
Like on the same line together, tied.
And then like
yeah.
right below it, just like an inch below it is the original
Yeah.
Evil Dead. And then Evil Dead 2013 is in another room.
It's somewhere
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
But I think I'm the same order as you. But actually, I think it depends on the day between.
It definitely depends on the day.
Evil Dead 2 and then this one.
Yeah.
I think because, like, if I will watch I will watch Evil Dead 2 when I feel like watching Evil Dead 2, and that's what I want to watch right now. I wouldn't watch if I'm in an Evil Dead mood, and sometimes Evil Dead 2 will fulfill that. Sometimes this movie will fulfill that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. And it's like they're just like neck and neck. Right now, I'm gonna say Evil Dead 2, but the more I keep thinking about Evil Dead Rise, I'm like,
It's a good movie.
I'm glad that
I
we all
would put it
love
up there.
Evil Dead 2 the most.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best one.
It's
It is the
great.
best one.
It's so good.
It's really fun.
Greatest movie of all time.
Okay. I don't have those debates anymore. So
I don't have a bat.
Oh, I'm not
Do
debating.
you have a bathroom?
I don't have a bat.
Do you need to go to the bathroom?
No.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, shit. Is there anything that we need to do before we figure out the next movie?
I feel like we covered it all.
Man, we need a little send off for Evil Dead. Can you guys think of a send off?
Yeah, 21 gun salute.
Okay. Bang, 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 bang. I lost count already. So
Bang.
That's 6.
That's okay.
Oh, wait. If we all do 7. Math.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go.
Bang, 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 bang. You got another one, don't you?
No, I did one before.
I did a little one at the end. Maybe that'll count.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Bang.
I did one before. I did one after his and before ours.
A 20-something
So technically,
gun
I did
salute.
6 before that.
Yeah, you did.
A
So-
30-something gun salute.
Bang, bang, bang.
Thank you, Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, let's see it. Let's see it out the door.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
That's the sound. It's the sound of the door like latching.
Oh,
Did you unlock it?
Yeah, sorry.
Lock it back.
Let me lock the door.
before we call it quits on this movie, did we want to talk about favorite moments? I mean, you said yours.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we keep having. What did I say was mine? The intro.
Yeah.
It's one of them. I like that. I like the end too.
Yeah.
I liked when I first saw this movie. I knew a little bit because I had seen like not all of the first season of Ash vs. Evil Dead, but most of it. And so I knew about the chainsaw in hand, right? So I knew they were using the chainsaw, and I was like, I know that's a bit to do with the Evil Dead thing, but I don't feel like I'm being left out. You know, it felt like, because a lot of movies will have those Easter eggs, but they'll have them right in your fucking face and like just rub it in that you didn't see all those other movies.
Yeah.
And this one didn't feel like that at all.
Yeah.
Which I liked. She's just holding a gun that you realize at first I didn't even realize that's what that gun was, but that she's holding it at the
It's
end.
a boomstick.
It's the boomstick.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
But they didn't show that really.
Yeah, they don't beat you over the head with it.
Groovy.
It's just,
Come get some.
And I
Get some.
I did love that.
Get some.
I forgot about that.
I was watching it and I literally like went just fucking hell yeah as loud as I could when she said it.
Come
I was
get
like,
some.
hell yeah.
I didn't even. What an organic thing for our show too.
Yeah.
I wish we watched it together. That's all I was thinking. As I was like, this is the one we chose not.
Would have
to
been a
see
great one to
together.
watch together.
Yeah.
So we would have been cheering,
Yeah.
clapping, screaming, pissing, and shitting when she said that.
Yep. It was good. And that line to anyone else I don't think means anything.
No.
Except to us on this show.
Yeah.
Because of that. So that's fun. I love that. Come get some.
So I think my favorite moment
Don't steal mine.
was when she was cooking eggs.
Okay.
I really enjoyed. She was just.
Tim really
she
loves
was just
eggs.
evilly cooking eggs.
Yeah, that's
she was like, let me turn on the like. She had just come back from the elevator when she had become a deadite, and she like creepily walks in, and the family's like, "Hey, are you good?" And she turns on the stove and she starts throwing eggs in the pan, like just like shell and all.
Because the deadite
And
was
then
on
she
a carnivore
starts
diet.
cooking, and she's just like saying some awful, really depressing, dark stuff, and it was just really good. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Eggs.
I really liked the hallway escape when Beth and the little kid are trying to get out of the building,
Yeah,
and she blows off the mom's leg with a shotgun.
that was pretty good. Yeah,
They start eating her.
They
That's
do.
what it looks like.
Yeah,
at least.
they're like ripping into her stomach.
They're really just like kind of combining.
They're
into her.
yeah.
But it looks at first like they're just eating her.
They're like Voltroning.
yeah. And they're doing the Dead by Dawn.
really
thing.
gross Voltroning.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the Dead by Dawn was a reference to Evil Dead 2 until we had seen.
Yeah,
Evil Dead
a lot
2.
of people don't know that that's the actual name of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Yeah,
Dead by Dawn, Dead by Dawn, Dead by
Dead by
Dawn.
Dawn. Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn.
Doug Dibbit, Dead by Dawn.
Dum, dibbidi, bum, bum.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dead by Dawn.
Well, is that it? Is
I
it
think
time?
so.
That's
It's
it.
time. Let's do it.
Wait, I gotta send it out again. I forgot. I'm so stupid. It's the same bit, guys. This is the same bit.
Bye
Same
bye.
bit. And latching the door.
All right. I am so excited.
Are you doing it now?
I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay.
We have a
gotta wait.
randomizer that is going to pick the next movie for us. We're
For a
spinning
giant
the
list.
wheel.
Giant list,
Yeah.
baby.
I'm adding a spinning wheel in post right now.
What do you think it's gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be?
What movie?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Star Trek Generations.
It's gonna be Star Trek Generations.
Star Trek
Oh,
Generations.
not even
can you
scary.
guys see it? You guys can't see it. can you?
There's such a I wonder.
Fuck.
What is it?
I don't like these movies. We're watching Paranormal Activity.
Oh no, we're gonna watch all the Paranormal Activities.
That's a lot of movies.
How many are there?
There's two. Do we have to do
Yeah,
all
we
of
gotta
them?
do
I
them.
think it's our format.
All right.
Well,
How
that's
many
what.
are there? There's
But,
like
you know,
at least 3, right?
There's
It'll
like
be good.
6 of them.
Okay, that's what
It'll
I
be
thought.
good. People like the Paranormal Activity movies.
Oh, I like the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and so people will watch that, and then I hope people will be listening.
I like one of them.
Yeah, I've never seen a single one because I'm like, all right, and now I'm about to watch all of them.
Yeah.
So, and we could do a thing where we watch multiple and just do
Yeah.
a show on multiple of them if you
Yeah.
want, because I know those movies kind of blend together.
A lot of them are very connected.
I'd be on board to do a multiple. Also, there are 7.
Damn. Yeah, because they
Fuck
just
my-
did a new
Because
one. didn't
there's
they?
one that came out in 2021, which I haven't seen.
Haven't
Man,
either.
oh man,
I liked the marked ones. That's the one that I like.
the marked ones.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause that one's fun.
What was the one that popped up?
The first one.
It was the first one.
Well,
Wow.
for series, I only put one.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's Paranormal Activity.
Otherwise,
Paranormal-
we'd probably end up with a bunch of series in a row at the beginning, just because there would be so many chances to land on it.
Yeah.
So
But there you go. You heard it here first and only.
Okay.
We're watching Paranormal Activity.
paranormal
Oh
activity.
man. Wowie.
Yay.
Yeah.
Wowie
So
wowzers.
Tune in 2 weeks when we release an episode about the first Paranormal Activity.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Get.
Goodbye.
Get.
Get out. Get.
Go on,
Get.
Go on, get.
Come on, get.
Go on, get.